Good morning, guys. This is Rosa from Rosa's Resources. I just really wanted to do this. I'm gonna make this video as short as possible. But wait, I don't know what happens every time I turn on my camera to do a video. It start like noise. Anyway, I want to do this video about us being mindful how we speak life, because you could speak life or death into a person, but I'm talking especially to the youth, children, youth, young adults. We need to really be careful. So I had an experience yesterday, right, where I kind of walked in on one of my associates at their business table talking what he thought was life into youth. And I kind of got triggered because I'm in these streets with these youth, right? When you speak to a lot of children on a day-to-day level, not just on passing by, but actually sitting down and listening to them, sometimes listening without doing like this to them, but just listening to what they have to go through, it's a difference. You understand? Then you just thinking you don't have kids, you don't mentor kids, nothing. You just always feel like doing this to kids. It's not a good thing. I just want to share my experience. Maybe this could help someone else. But I'm really telling you guys, you need to be careful how you speak into these kids. Bad enough, a lot of these, and I'm talking about my community. I can only speak about my community right now. Bad enough that there's a lot of broken homes, right? Where either parents is misplaced, whether it's a mother or a father, right? So a lot of our children don't come from like a two family household. You understand? It's like a lot of single parenting, which I'm not definitely not glorifying at all. I think it's a problem because at the end of the day, the youth, kids, children, they need masculine and feminine energy to just make a whole. You understand? Whether the single mothers want to believe it or not, because the mothers have a lot to say. And you're going to see when your boy children get to a certain age, you're going to try to control them domestically, and they're going to start rebelling. Oh, I'm going to get a lot for that one. I've been a single parent, and I've been in a two-parent household. And let me say this, just because the father is in the home, um, doesn't mean that he's present. He might be present with providing, but as far as the mental health, emotional health, spiritual health of the children and the family, sometimes is absent. So let's just be clear on that. But I walked in on a friend of mine's going like this to a kid yesterday. And as I look at the kid and look at the interaction, I didn't know the child. But just looking at the interaction, he was just talking down to the kid, and the kid couldn't get to express himself, right? So as I stepped in and put my 2 cents in, I told my friend right in front of the kid, because they were having a discussion and the kid could not express himself, which is wrong, because this kid was about, I want to say about maybe 17 to 18 years old, right? A lot of times kids want to express themselves, and we as an adults, we just think that they don't have a voice. Even if it's a little 2-year-old, we think that they don't have a voice, and that is wrong, because we're all human beings. We all have feelings, whether they're 2 years old or 18 years old, or even sometimes 60 years old. The parents always want to control, and you got to let these kids express themselves, parents. Your kid is going to start rebelling. Anyway, you gotta be careful who you have around your kid, mentoring them, speaking into them. Even you yourself, speak life into your kids. Okay? You don't always gotta be negative Nancy or Nancy or whoever they call negative. You don't have to always be like that. Anyway, my friend was the young man said that he had he was so happy that he had a C plus at the end of the semester, right? And my friend proceeded to talk, and I knew what my friend was trying to say. I'm gonna wrap it up for you guys. It's all in your tone of voice. His tone was very demeaning, very controlling, just very negative. It's all in the way you deliver your message as well, right? He wasn't sensitive to the young man at all. So anyway, he said, that's not good enough. You could do better than that, but it's the way you see, delivery is everything. I don't accept that. You're not his parents. So after he said that and I see the little boy was feeling down, I said to him, C+ is passing. A+ is great. So you have the scale, right? You're going to get your diploma, whether you have a C+ or an A+, okay? I said, you don't know what's going on in this young man's life to make him get a C+, and a C+ is passing. Is it the best score? No, it's not the best score. Did he pass? Yes, he passed. Okay, is he getting a high school diploma? Yes, he's getting a high school diploma. Is that something to celebrate? Yes, he's getting a high school diploma. Is all I'm trying to say. Teachers speak death into a child. Parents speak death into a child. People just on the street speak death into a child, right? So when I stepped in, I told the young man, congratulations on you graduating high school. Congratulations. Yes, you got a C+. It's passing. It's not the best score, but on your next level, you can do better. And I just told him, just continue to do better. As I'm speaking, the young man was so sad. You know what he said? He said, and my friend didn't know this, that he have, and I might be saying this term wrong, he had HD or whatever, ADHD, whatever that thing is. He has, I think it's a learning disorder, right? ADHD, something like that. I can't know the LGBG. These terminologies, I don't know. But I know it's a learning disorder. So with that being said, even if he graduated with a special ed degree, he graduated. Okay? That's what I'm trying to tell my friend. You don't know what's going on in his household. These kids, you ever seen somebody come from an A+ to a C+? These kids, I'm just so thankful he graduated, okay? Because these kids are going through trauma. I said, you cannot understand what these kids are going through these days. Because we did not have to deal with this nonsense going on with, and I said it over and over again. They're getting abused, some of them, in their household. What his grandmother do, she gets up 3 o'clock in the morning because she's a Christian, right? And I'm not condoning this. So she's trying to kind of like beat him into being a Christian. She plays her gospel music 3 o'clock in the morning. She wakes him up to pray, blah, blah, blah. You know what I mean? So he's saying that he couldn't get good sleep as he starts expressing himself. As another adult intervened and was encouraging him, right? So I said to my friend, man, I know you got this young man and you're trying to mentor him, but you got to do it. You got to do it with a little more sensitivity. And that's another thing. I know a lot of men was told never to cry, never to show their sensitive side. But yes, men have sensitive side too. And it's okay to show that sensitive side. This is why a lot of men punch wall, get abusive and everything, because they have all this bottled up emotion. And it's okay to show your emotion, men. It's okay to show your emotion, young men, little boys. It's okay. It's okay to go and talk to a therapist. And I asked the young man, with all the stuff that you got going on, the HBHD, whatever that thing is, wrestling, whatever you wrestling with, do you go to a therapist? He said yes. And these are the things my friend never knew. But I could see because I've been in a certain situation. You understand? And I can see that this young man was struggling through something. See, when you got trauma yourself, you can see other people. Just like when you're a gang, you can see other gang members. You understand what I'm saying? Whatever your trauma is. So I'm just telling him he needs to be a little more sensitive. And then he wanted to argue with me, but I was ready for him. You understand? I said, you're not going to argue with me. And first of all, you see what you're doing in front of this young man, not knowing how to resolve conflict. You're always thinking you're right. You cannot be always right. And not only that, a conversation goes both ways. It's not a one-way street. You talk, let him talk. And when he talk, you don't got to get personal just because you think you're an adult. Let him express himself. It was a great conversation at the end of the day. But I'm just so glad that I stepped in. I don't know that young man from no. And then when my friend finished with him, I went over there and gave that young man a hug. That little young man gave me a hug twice. The little young man finally, okay. And then another thing that I didn't like was what my friend said. Someone asked, because it was other adults at the table. So they were all beating him up, by the way. So somebody asked him what he wanted to be. And again, like so many youth in our neighborhood, the youth said he wanted to be an NBA player. And I said, I know when he said he wanted to be an NBA player, that it was going to be a big thing, because it's either a rapper or an NBA player. That's what they aspire to be, a lot of them. So I knew it was going to be a conversation. And what us adults have to understand is that this is a perfect time for the teaching moment, for us to learn as an adult what the youth are thinking, and for us to hear what they're thinking, and we pass them the wise counsel. But the wise counsel got to be done in love. I loved the conversation yesterday, even though I was a little riled up, you know? He said he wanted to be an NBA player, and then they asked him what was his plan B. And I loved his response. He said, there is no plan B in the mighty name of Jesus, because I am going to be an NBA player. He says he goes to the events. He's in fun, like he's very much active in basketball association. I was like, yes, go ahead, boy. You understand what I'm saying? He wasn't in these streets doing no gang, nothing. He was just always being active. So that whole thing with me being mutual, let him express himself. And I love that he did not, at the end of the day, he did not let them talk down to him after a while. He expressed himself, because I neutralized it and I was like, let him speak. And they learned so much from him. But that plan B question, he was like, you got to let these kids dream. You understand? If he said he want to be an NBA player, why you think it's impossible? Why do you think it's impossible? You don't have to pass down your fears on him and all your things that you didn't achieve. And another thing that I was so mad at my friend about is because, just like, how are you going to tell him that? How are you going to tell, and you guys can get mad if you want to, but how are you going to tell... Darn it. What happened here? Oh. Good morning, Mike. Why you look so sad? Anyway. God, I missed my thought. Messing with my friend. Oh yeah, if I would have told my friend, right? How about if somebody would say to you that they're disappointed in you because you're gay? How about that? This is what I'm saying. Like, people just think everything they say is right. How about if somebody say they're disappointed in you because you're gay? You, of all persons, should understand and be sensitive to others. You understand me? So the young man felt happy and he just walked away with his head up. And all you could do, if somebody failed, especially when they're young like that, if you thought they failed, maybe he thought his C+ wasn't a failure. You understand? And he was so happy when he said his C+ thing, and all those adults just brought him down to the floor. I'm like, what are y'all doing? We got to be careful how we speak to these young people out here. Okay, some people are C+ level and some people are A+ level. And somewhere he'll keep on growing towards that A level. You understand? But you got to give people grace out here. All right? You're not perfect. And you're not telling people about all your failures, but you're coming outside on the outside acting like you're so high, but nobody sees your lows, your real true lows, you know? So anyway, guys, I just really wanted to say that. Let's be mindful of how we how we treat these young people out here. Please, I'm begging you guys, you know. You don't know what these young kids are going through. A lot of them are battling depression. A lot of them are battling suicidal thoughts. A lot of them are really in devastated, a lot of devastated family situation, and they go outside and they got to pass the gangs and avoid jail and cops harassing them and teachers not believing in them, friends that are fake, and they're somewhere in the middle trying to figure it all out, you know? And so much more that we had to deal with, and we just have to have a little compassion for them. You know, we just criticize these kids so much, and I just think sometimes there is greatness in these kids, and it just take one person to believe in them. You understand? So anyway, guys, you can leave it down in your comments. Have you ever experienced these type of things, like with adults verbally abusing children, thinking they're giving them good advice, but it's so toxic? You could just leave it in your comment. I would really appreciate you guys staying till the end. Please hit that subscription button and continue to like. I appreciate you guys. We're growing. Thank you.